That was my girlfriend.
How long had you known her?
I've been knowing her my whole life. She has a kid with my cousin. One of her
Okay.
sons is one of her sons is my cousin.
Welcome to another episode of Get Your Life. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on your notifications.
I'll go ahead and introduce us while we're waiting on him. My name is Jerry Ledoux. To my left is Mr. Tillis, and on virtual is Ms. Cheryl Renatza. Great, thank you very much. Sir, would you introduce yourself with your DOC number as well?
Claude Charlotte, 588-499.
Okay,
How y'all doing this morning, man?
we're doing well. I was practicing your name yesterday. I said Charlotte or something like
It's
wanted to make it sound better. It's Charlotte. Okay. Okay, Mr. Charlotte, you're here before the panel on allegations of multiple violations of your parole conditions. I'm going to read these conditions to you. You're going to enter a plea of guilty, not guilty, or guilty with a statement. But before we do that, I want to make sure that you have a signed parole revocation questionnaire in front of you.
No, ma'am, he does not.
Okay, we'll have that put on the screen. You'll look at that and identify that as your signature. You recognize your signature.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the answers to that questionnaire indicate that you are not qualified for appointed counsel. Tamara, read the violations. Number 3, you failed to notify your assigned parole officer that you moved from the address located at 128 Briar Street, Schriever, and your whereabouts were unknown until you were arrested by the Morgan City Police Department on 10/5/2024. How do you plead?
Not guilty, man.
Okay. Number 4, you unlawfully entered into another person's home and you intentionally used force or violence on another. Subsequently, you were arrested October 5th, 2024 by Morgan City Police Department and were charged with home invasion, which is a felony, domestic abuse, battery, and a misdemeanor. The offense of home invasion was not billed, and the domestic abuse battery was null prost January 10th, 2025. How do you plead?
Not guilty, man.
Number 5, according to Morgan City Police Department arrest report, you on August 5th, it was alleged that you were in possession of a dangerous weapon, specifically a hammer, while charging at a victim. Subsequently, you were arrested and those charges were taken care of as stated earlier. How do you plead to that?
Not guilty, man.
Number 6, you failed to provide proof of valid employment while on supervision.
Yes, ma'am, I'm guilty.
And number 10, you failed to pay monthly payment and you are in arrears $441. How do you plead?
Guilty, man.
Your case has been assigned to Ms. Renat, so we're going to ask her to begin the questioning.
Good morning, Mr. Charlotte.
How you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. I see you pled not guilty to violating condition number 3, and that had to do with you moving. Tell us what that situation was.
I just was staying in Schriever. I got permission from my parole officer to move to Schriever, man. It was a little rocky at my first address where I was staying at, so I moved to Schriever, and I was staying in a camper, and I moved in such of a hurry. I didn't have all my things when I moved to Schriever, so they saying that I left, but I did leave to come back to St. Mary to pick up all my clothes to go back to Schriever. I didn't leave permanently. I was just leaving to go pick up my things, but I didn't know I had to call and let her know. I didn't know I had to stay in Schriever permanently. I didn't know that I couldn't leave, period.
You're a 5th offender. You know the rules.
No, I'm saying I didn't know I couldn't leave. I didn't know I had to call because she transferred my address to Schriever. So I didn't know I still had the same parole officer because I was waiting for them to come and assign me another parole officer, so I didn't know I was still in contact with her. You see what I'm saying?
So I'm reading the notes of the officer, and it says this is in August 12th.
Yes, ma'am.
I received a message from Mr. Charlotte informing me he was notified that I visited the residence attempting to locate him. He stated he was in Schriever visiting his ill father and will return to Patterson this week.
Yes, ma'am. And then when I couldn't get back, she asked me, since you was taking so long to come back, do you want to transfer over? And we did the interview for the transfer, and she let me transfer to Schriever over the phone to Thibodeau. She let me transfer.
All right. Well, what was at 128 Briar Street?
It's a lot in Schriever. That's a camper. There's a campsite with campers on it, and that's just a lot number.
And so, because I'm trying to find it. Yeah. He made the officer made contact with the owner of the campground. Does say it's a campground.
Yes, ma'am.
Made contact with the owner of the camper at lot 128, who informed me he never heard of you, nor did he recognize you from pictures she showed him. So I don't understand all that. Can you explain that?
9 times out of 10, if it would it been lot 28, and just not, they don't know a specific camper. It's just one big lot. So 9 times out of 10, all I can see him is going to the wrong camper, man. I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just stating that they had to go to the wrong, because it's only a lot number. It's 128 Briar Street. There's no specific camper number. As you can see on the paper, it's not saying camper 36 or camper 38. So they could have possibly went to the wrong camper.
Well, but she still tried to call you and couldn't get in touch with you. Let's just move on. Tell us what happened with the home invasion.
I had sexual relationships with a female, and we just stopped talking, and I guess she was vindictive, and she told me she was gonna put me in jail, and that's what happened, man. I stated it to my parole officer.
Yeah, how long had you known this lady?
That was my girlfriend.
How long had you known her?
I've been knowing her my whole life. She has a kid with my cousin.
Okay.
One of her sons is my cousin.
What about the domestic abuse?
Same incident, man. Y'all, I caught these charges at the same time.
And so who was the victim of the domestic abuse?
Casey Gilly.
That's interesting, because Casey Gilly, she was contacted in preparation for this hearing, and she said she only knew you for 5 days prior to the arrest for home invasion.
No, we were sleeping together for 5 days. That's probably what she meant.
And during those 5 days, they were constantly using meth.
I don't use drugs, man.
And she feels the drugs made you violent. She doesn't want you revoked, and she doesn't want any hard feelings, but that's what she says. Why would she say that if it's not true?
All I can say is I'm glad she don't want me revoked, and I'm glad she has no hard feelings, but she could possibly still be mad at me. That's all I can say, man. I don't want nothing to do with her.
That's probably a wise choice. So what about using the hammer to get into the house?
I never used no hammer. I was those 5 days I was there, man. I was driving her car. Her keys were attached to her key lock. I don't have to break into the house, man.
Well, it says that you took the air conditioning out. Would you use the hammer to take the air conditioning out and went in through the window?
I went through the front door, man.
Okay, you pled guilty. You pled guilty to no proof of employment. Why weren't you employed?
I just came home and I was bouncing around from house to house. You know what I'm saying? I just did three.
No, I mean, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but you got out in May. You were detained 5 months later. So why didn't you bounced around for 5 months?
No, I was working jobs, like cash jobs. Like, but I only money I had was to buy toothpaste, toothbrushes. I just did 3.5 years, man, to come home and I only had enough to provide food and hygiene for myself. I didn't have enough money to I just had basic necessity.
Why were you seeking cash jobs?
I couldn't find I never had transportation to drive or basically a house to stay at consistent to go to work.
All right. Well, I don't know. I'm going to just sit back and listen, and at the appropriate time, I would move for executive session.
Okay. Mr. Tillis, do you have questions?
No, I'd rather go into executive session.
I do have one question before we do that. Reading over the parole officer's notes, I'm curious, what is your relationship with your father right now?
We not talking, man.
You what?
We're not in contact, man.
Yeah. And that's because the parole officer spoke with your father and he said that you were tearing up his house and that he had to put you out 7 to 8 days ago. And he didn't know where you were. Why would you be tearing up his house?
All I can say, ma'am, is it sounds like I got a lot on my back that's going against me. I don't sound like there's nothing going in my favor. You know what I'm saying? I take full responsibility for everything I have done. But those people, that's not my biological father. My name is Claude Charlotte III, and his name is Gregory Johnson. So that's not that's just somebody that I was calling my father. He was supposed to be a father figure, but the girl that I had that I was staying with over there, he was sleeping with also. He just wanted me out. Just to be honest, if we talking realistic, I'm gonna just keep it all the way. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to let y'all know the real.
Okay, so we're going to go into
Oh,
executive.
let me ask another question for you. What are your plans if you get out? What do you plan to do?
My plans when I get out, sir, honestly, is I'm going straight to my sister in Brownell Homes, and I'm going to give me a job, and I'm just going to be a productive citizen of society.
Okay, so how are you going to be able to get a job if you go there?
My sister has transportation, and I'll go. Even if I have to walk the Pizza Hut, and I'll go. But I've got people that works at PMI, and I'm gonna try to get some type of contacts to go work there, sir. I'm really looking forward to going and start over and fresh with a fresh start.
Okay.
Vote to go into session.
Renato,
Yes.
Tillis,
Yes.
no.
Yes. Okay, the time is 10:15. We're going into executive session. Mr. Charlotte, we're going to vote to go back into regular session.
Renato,
Yes.
Tillis,
Yes.
no.
Yes. And now it's 10:21. We're back in session. Mr. Charlotte, Ms. Renatza, the panel is getting ready to vote. Ms. Renatza is going to vote first.
Mr. Charlotte, yours is really complicated case. I mean, it's, I appreciate that you tried to keep it real for us and tell us the real thing, but there's so many different stories here. I don't know. I'm worried about you. And, I agree. Miss Ledoux expressed some concerns about stability. Apparently you didn't have much.
No,
because you
man.
were bouncing around here and there and yonder.
Yes, ma'am.
And so my vote today is going to be to revoke your parole. I will make a recommendation, though, that you be considered for a work release opportunity, because I think that would help you gain some stability. I'm not going to order it, but I'm going to make the strong recommendation that you be considered for work release. I do wish you well. Good luck, sir.
Mr. Tillis.
I concur with Ms. Renassa.
I thought also, based on what I consider non-compliance with your conditions of release, that you be revoked and be considered work release. Mr. Charlotte, stability. I hope that you have a better plan when you release the next time so that you can have more success. So today, your parole has been revoked. The time is now 10:23 and we're signing off Patterson City Jail. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks for watching another episode of Get Your Life. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel and turn your notifications on so that you know when I post the next video. Thanks for watching.